Oh, welcome to the program, Marriage and the Family. I want to say welcome to all of you. Welcome to those watching us on on YouTube and on Facebook. We want to say welcome to this marriage. Today, we'll be discussing uh, we'll be discussing the importance of character in relationship. The importance of character in relationship. Character, the importance of character in relationship. Um, Character is very, very important. The importance of character in relationship, and that's how we'll be looking at um, this afternoon. Um, and please, I will ask you if you can just share the program on your different platforms so that others can also have the opportunity to watch. But you can share the program. It's Marriage and the Family, and we are very, very happy to come your way um, this afternoon. So basically, hopefully, Brother Patrick will join us. Hopefully, I hope he'll be available. He'll join us. But yeah, that is the program, Marriage and the Family, and we'll be discussing the importance of character, the importance of character in relationships. How character is how importance of character in relationship. You know, that would be what we'll be discussing tonight or this evening, or this afternoon. Marriage and the Family. So if you are available, just in case you want to be a part of the show, I'll paste I'll paste the link in the comment section. The link will be in the comment section. You can you can just click on the link, and then you will be invited. The link will be in the comment section, and you can just click on the link, and then yeah, you will you will be invited in. So yeah, that's the program today. Marriage and the Family. If you're watching us on YouTube, if you're watching us on YouTube and Facebook, I want to say share the program, um, so that together we can all have a wonderful time. Wonderful time. Um, the importance of character, the importance of relationships in character, the importance of character in relationship is very, very important. Character is very, very important. The importance of character in Proverbs 20 verse 7. In Proverbs 27, it said the righteous walk in his integrity. Blessed are his children after him. The righteous walk in integrity, and blessed are his children after him. Blessed are his children after him. Now, a person with godly character is consistent, is truthful, and he's trustworthy. A person with um, a person with a godly character, such a person is consistent, such a person is truthful, and such a person is trustworthy. Is trustworthy. Yeah, such a person is trustworthy. Um, now, and like we said before, trust is the glue that keeps relationship together. Trust is the glue that keeps relationship together. Trust is the glue of any relationship, and it only grows when both partners are dependable and honest. Trust in any relationship, that trust is a glue of any relationship, and it will only grow when both partners are honest and dependable. when both partners are honest, and when both partners are dependable. Both partners are honest and dependable. so so yeah, and so the first part of it is that character builds trust. Character builds trust. Character builds trust. Um, Character builds trust, and that's the basis there. That's the basis. And a person who has a godly character is consistent. He's truthful and he's trustworthy. Anyone who has godly character, that person is consistent, that person is truthful, that person is trustworthy. Godly character. Because character builds trust. Character builds trust. And trust is the glue that is the glue of any relationship. Trust is the glue of any relationship. Last time we talk about here, we talk about this. We're talking in terms of we're looking at chemistry and character. And I said chemistry might ignite the relationship. Chemistry might bring you together, but it's character that keeps you. And character builds trust, and trust is the glue that keeps the relationship together. Sure, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Character builds trust, and trust is that glue that holds the relationship. And that relationship, it can only grow when both partners are dependable and honest. Both partners got to be dependable and honest. So the second point there is that character shows someone will treat character shows how someone will treat you in long term. Yeah. I mean, character, it shows you how someone is going to treat you in a long term. Character. So character is very important. Character is very important. You see, in any relationship, if you're not watching for character, then you're not doing yourself good. Character is key. Character is very, very important because character does not only build trust, but character shows how someone will treat you in a long term. Character shows how someone is going to treat you in a long term. So character does not only build trust, but it will show you how, if it will be, like they always say, they say if the Christmas will be good, from the Christmas Eve. So character will show you how a person will treat you in long term. Character. So character, you see, attraction can bring someone closer to you. Attraction can bring someone closer to you. But it's character that determines how they love, how to forgive, and how they commit over time. It's a character. It's a character. Yeah, attraction. That's the one we call the chemistry. Attraction can draw someone to you or bring somebody to you, can bring them closer. But the thing that determines how they love, forgive, and commit over time is character. Only character will show you. Only character determines how they love, how to forgive, and how they commit over a long time. So yes, again the attraction. And again, you talk about the attraction. You talk about the chemistry. So the attraction, the attraction can bring you together. It will ignite the relationship. It can bring the person closer. It can bring the person closer. It will bring the person closer. But it is character. Only character determines how the person will love, how they forgive, and how they commit over long time. Over time, how to commit. Character. So you got to watch character because that character reveals how. Over a long period of time, how the person going to treat you. Character. That's just it. And the truth is that people reveal their character in how they handle disappointments, in how they handle success, in how they handle anger, and how they handle responsibility. People reveals their character. So if you are starting a relationship, you gotta watch this. How does the person how do they handle disappointment? How do they handle disappointment? How do they handle success? How do they handle anger? How do they handle responsibility? Because all this is how people show their character and how they handle all this. A man, something happened and the guy just flare off and start cursing and start breaking stuff and start damaging stuff. Then then a lot of anger management needs to be done. A lot of anger management needs to be done. So character reveal the character in people. People character are revealed in the way they handle these things, how to handle disappointment, how to handle success, how to handle anger, and how they handle responsibility. How? So all these things reveal character. All these things reveals character. How does the person handle a disappointment? How they handle success? How they handle responsibility and anger? Those are things you can use to determine character. Things you use to determine character. But it's one important question that you also need to ask yourself. Ask yourself this important question. Ask yourself, how do they treat people that they don't need or those who cannot benefit them? How do they treat them? You see, you're watching for stuff. So you ask, how do they treat people? Someone who does not benefit them, or someone who offend them. How do they treat them? How do they treat them? You see, because all these things review character. All these things review character. Do you talk down people? Do you condemn? Does the person condemn people because the person, they believe the person is not worthy, or it's not, person's, struggling or poor? Do they talk down on people? How do they treat people that don't benefit them or people that offend them? How they treat them? Those are clues. And these answers, they give you clue to character. They give you clue to character. So character shows how someone will treat you over a long time. We're talking about character, the importance of character in relationship. Importance of because I don't know, but I see that sometimes there are people who enter relationship and they just overlooked it. They just overlook relationship. They just overlook it, and they don't consider a lot of things. They don't consider a lot of things. Like I said the other time, like I said the other time, you don't just go for the chemistry. They're bringing back to the issue of chemistry. You don't just go for the chemistry, because the chemistry can ignite the relationship. The chemistry can bring you together, but it takes character to keep you going. It takes character to keep you going. So character, and the second thing, the third thing is that character respects boundaries. Mhm. Character respects boundaries. Yes, character respects boundaries. True. Respect boundaries. Character respect boundaries. In 1 Corinthians 13:5, it says, love does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. Love does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. Character respects boundaries. Mhm. Character respects boundaries. A person with godly character will respect your physical, your emotional, and your spiritual boundaries. Yep. A person with godly character respects your physical, your spiritual, and your emotional boundaries. They know where to cut the line. They know where to cut the line. They know where to cut the line. And the thing is, such a person will not manipulate or pressure or control you. No, they will not manipulate you. They will not pressurize you or control you. They don't. They respect boundaries. Character respect boundaries. So a person of character will never will not manipulate you, will not humiliate you. No, a person of character they will not manipulate you, will not pressurize you, or they will not even control you. No, they will not control you. They will protect you and your purity and honor your walk with God. They will protect you, they will protect your purity, and they will honor your walk with God. Character. And in that's why that's the importance, how important character is in relationship. Character is so important in relationship. And people, and sometimes the people who, I hear people saying no, but there was this is not the man married, or this is not a woman married. Oh yeah, because you didn't take into consideration character. Some things that you didn't expect, that you thought were there, you were imagining them to be there, and now you come to your real senses, they are not there. Now you come to your real senses, those things are not there. Those things are not there. Yeah, those things are not there, because now you just come to the real senses now, and you're expecting them to be there. No, they are not there. They are not there. So that's why you hear people say, this is not the woman I marry, or this is not a man I marry. Of course, you are right. You are right, because honestly, you didn't take into consideration, certain things, and now you got your acts together. You try to, but they are not there. They are not there. They are not there. They are not there. So a person who have a godly character, will respect your physical, your spiritual, and your emotional boundaries. They will never manipulate, pressurize, or control you. No, they will not manipulate you. They will not pressurize you. They will not control you. No, they won't. They won't. They will not do that. They will not do that. They will protect your purity and honor your walk with God. That's a person of character. Person of character. So character respects boundaries. Character respects boundaries. No matter who you are, character respects boundaries. Yeah. Character respect boundaries. Character respect boundaries. Character respect boundaries. It will not manipulate you. It will not control you. They respect your spiritual, your physical, and your emotional boundaries. They respect that. They don't come dashing in. No, they respect that. And the fourth point is that character reflects Christ. Character reflects Christ. In First John 2:6, it says, "Whoever claims to live in Him must live as Jesus did." Whoever claims to live in Him must live as Jesus did. So in other words, godly relationships are built by people who are becoming more like Christ. Godly relationships are built by people who are becoming more like Christ. More like Christ. Godly relationship. Godly relationship are built by people who are becoming more like Christ. And character shows up. Character shows up in humility. Character shows up in sacrifice. And character shows up in patience and love. So one of the evidence that you know that a person is a person of character is their level of is their humility, how humble they are, is the sacrifice, is their patience and the love. That's a determinant for character. If you want to know whether he or she is a person of character, then you need to check their level of humility, check their level of sacrifice, check their level of patience, and check their level of love. Because those are indicators of character. Those are all indicators of character. Character. Character shows up in these things. Character will show up in your level of humility. Character will show up in your sacrifice. Character will show up in the patience, and in your patience, the character will show up in your love. Character. But here's a red flag. Here's a red flag that I think everyone needs to be watchful, to be on a watch for. If someone says they love God, but their lifestyle, their choices, or their attitudes consistently deny that, I mean their character is not aligned with Christ. So if somebody said they love God, listen, it's somebody said they love God, but you see their lifestyle, you see their choices, you see their attitudes consistently deny that, then their character is not aligned with Christ. So they say with the mouth, but it's not in what they do. So that's a red flag. That's a red flag. There are people who say, "Oh, I'm a Christian. I go to church." I do. But what's their character? Does their character is their character consistent with the will of God? Is their character consistent with the will of God? Is their character consistent with the will of God? Because character should reflect Christ. It should be a reflector of Christ. If you are a believer, and I'm speaking specifically to believers, if you are a believer in Christ, then your character should reflect Christ. Character should reflect Christ. So the next important factor that we need to know about character in relationship, because mind you, we're talking about the importance of character in relationship. The importance of character in relationship. Character is very important. And character will outlast chemistry. Character will outlast chemistry. And I think I spoke on this the last time. Character will outlast chemistry. Because what is chemistry? Chemistry is just the physical attractions. Chemistry is just the emotions. And so the physical attraction will fade. The emotions will change. The physical attraction will fade. The emotion will change. But godly character endures. Godly character endures. So character must will outlast chemistry. Because all these things will change. The physical attraction, the emotions, they will all change. Only godly character endures. Only godly character endures. All the others will change. They will all change. And in the storms of life, character will hold you together. In a storm of life, it is character that will hold you together. In a storm of life, character will hold you together. While chemistry alone is not enough, only character will hold you together. So chemistry will outlast character will outlast chemistry. Character will outlast chemistry. And the next point that we need to look at is your character. Character influences your future. Character influences your future. In Proverbs 13:20, it says, "He who walks with the wise grows wise, but he who walks with the companions of fools suffer harm." He who walks with the wise grows wise, but if a companion of fools suffers harm. So, in other words, who you choose as a partner can either pull you closer to God or push you far away from God. Who you choose as a partner can either draw you closer to God or push you away from God. Because the character of your partner can bless your destiny or can burden your calling. Yeah. The character of your partner can burden your destiny or or burden your calling. It's very important. It's very, very important. Very important. Character influences your future. Character will influence your future. Character. So character will influence your future. So it means whoever you choose, whoever you bring around you, can either push you away from God or they can draw you closer to God. Either push you away from God or draw you closer to God. So that is why you got to understand that your character influences your future. Character influences your future. And it's very important. It is very important to know who you choose as a partner. It's important to know who you choose as a partner, because who you choose as a partner, it plays a major role, because that person can either influence you towards Christ or influence you away from Christ. It's very important. It's very, very important who you choose as a partner. So character is very important. Character in relationship is very important. It's very, very important. It's very important. Character in relationship is very, very important. And it can influence your future. It can influence your future. And it's very important. So you gotta understand, you gotta know who you choose. Because the person who you choose as your partner, they will either bring you towards Christ or they push you away from Christ. But you see, when you're talking about character, you understand that character is not about perfection. No. Character is not about perfection. But character is about direction, not about perfection. Character is not about perfection. Character is about direction. So you look for someone, so you got to look for someone whose life is consistently moving towards Christ, and not just someone who talks about him. Mm-mm. Not somebody who just talk about him, but someone whose life is moving towards Christ. Not someone who talks about him. No, it's not someone who talks about him. So you got to understand that character influences your future. In other words, who you walk with determines where you are. Who you walk with determines where you are. He who walks with the wise become wise, but the companion of fools suffer harm. So we talk about character influencing your future. It just simply means who you work with determines who you are. Yeah, who you work with determines who you are. You see, the people you allow close to your heart shape your decision. They shape your mindset. They shape your priorities. They shape your spiritual walk. Yeah. Mhm. The people who you align with, who you draw closer, or who you allow to come closer to your heart, will shape your decision, will shape your mindset, will shape your priorities, and will shape your spiritual walk. So that's what we said. That's what I said. I said character. So I said it influences. It will influence. Character will influence. Will influence your future. Will influence your future. And it's very important. It's very important. Character will influence your future. Character will influence your future. So who you are determines where you are. Who you are will determine where, or who you influence, who you allow to come around, who you allow in your circle will determine where you are. Will determine where you are. Will determine where you are. Yeah. Will determine who you are. So you talk about character influencing your future. That's what it is. You got to understand. You got to understand that character influences your future. Who you align with determines where you are. Who you align with determines where you are, because character influences your future. Character influences your future. Who you're with will determine who you are, where you are. It's very important to know, because character is key. Character is very important. Character, it's so important that that we take it. That sometimes people take character, take it so lightly. Take it so lightly. They don't even understand. They take character so lightly, but character is key. Character is key. Character is very, it's key. Character is key. It's important. It's key. So who you with will influence where you are. Yeah, will influence where you are. Yeah. Your choices will shape your destiny. Who you are today determines where you'll be tomorrow. In other words, who you are today will determine where you are tomorrow. And that is so important. That is so important. It is so important for you to understand that. Yeah. So character is very important. Character is very important. It is important in relationship. Very important in relationship. And a lot of time people don't consider that. And that is why, a lot of things happen. Because like I said, sometimes a lot of people focus more on a chemistry than character. But understand that character will always outlast chemistry. Chemistry is all about the physical attraction, the emotions. And those things can fade away. They can wear away. The emotions can fade. They all can fade away. They all can fade away. But it's only character that will remain. Only character that will remain. Only character. So, and you got to understand that in relationships, character matters more than charm. Character matters more than beauty may attract. It matters more than charm. The beauty may attract, but it is integrity that keeps. Beauty can attract, but it's integrity that keeps. It's character that keeps. The chemistry can bring you together, but it's the character that keeps you. In Proverbs 31:30, it says beauty is deceptive. It says charm is deceptive and beauty is fleeting. But a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. You can also say that of men. The principle applies both ways. The principle applies both ways, both woman and man. So it's important. Character is very, very important in relationship. And my thing is, how I wish if people would consider character in any relationship for that matter. Character is important. In business relationship, character is important. Character is important. Even in business relationship, character is important. Even in business relationship, character is important. In any relationship for that matter, character is important. Even more important in marital relationship. Even more important in marital relationship. Very important in marital relationship. Character is very, very important even in marital relationship. It is key. It is key. It is key. Very, very important. It's very key. Key, and it's very, very important. But you see, and you talk about character influencing your future. In other words, good character builds, bad character breaks. Good character builds, but bad character breaks. So, in other words, a person of character helps build a future of peace, stability, and faithfulness. A person of character will help build a future of peace, stability, and faithfulness. A person without character can lead you into heartache, into circles of sin and spiritual compromise. And spiritual compromise. A person who lacks character. So even small compromises in character, like dishonesty, like pride, or lack of self-control, today can lead to big consequences tomorrow. So if you all look, oh no, that's just small thing, this is just a little lie. No, a lie is a lie. There's no small lie. So if you overlook them today, they will lead to big consequences tomorrow. They will lead to big consequences tomorrow. So understand that character influences your future. And look, charm can open the door, but it's character that keeps it standing. Charm can open the door, but it's character that keeps it that keeps it standing. Like we read in Proverbs 31, charm is deceptive. Someone may appear perfect at first, but only consistent character over time reveals who they truly are. And that's why, like I said, people say, oh, this is not a woman I married, this is not me I married. Yes, that's true. Because charm is deceptive. Charm is deceptive. So they may appear perfect at first, but only consistent character over time reveals who they truly are. Emotions and attraction will fade, but integrity, faith, and godliness will always remain. Will always remain. So don't be carried away by charm. Don't be carried away by chemistry. All these things can fade. Proverbs says, charm is deceptive. Charm is deceptive. So that's why somebody show up and they impress you that they are this. Over a long period of time, if you watch out for character, it will show you who they truly are. It will show you who they truly are. And understand, we talk about character influencing your future. Understand that wrong character can delay or destroy your destiny. Wrong character can delay or destroy your future. Do you know that Samson has strength? Samson has strength and a divine calling. Yes, Samson was not ordinary. He wasn't an ordinary child. He wasn't born an ordinary child. He didn't become an ordinary man. He has strength and a divine calling. But a lack of discernment and attachment to the wrong woman led to his downfall. Judges chapter 16. Judges chapter 16. It led to his downfall. Again, we can talk about Solomon. Solomon had wisdom, but let ungodly relationship turn his heart from God. First King chapter 11. He had wisdom, but he allowed ungodly relationship turn his heart from God. Listen to me. Your future is too important to link it with someone who isn't going in God's direction. Your future is too important, very important, to link it with someone who is not going in God's direction. Your future is too important. Don't link it with someone who's not going in the direction of God. Don't. Do not. Don't link it with somebody who is not going in God's direction. Talking about your future influences. Listen, God honor those who choose character over convenience. God honor those who choose character over convenience. In Matthew 6:33, it says, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added to you. Matthew 6:33. Seek ye first the kingdom of God. You see, choosing someone with character sometimes means waiting longer. It sometimes means walking away from chemistry or saying no to a good thing for God's best. Yes. Choosing someone with character, it means waiting longer, walking away from chemistry, or saying no to good things for God's best. But God rewards obedience with favor. God rewards peace and divine alignment. So choosing someone with character sometimes means waiting longer, walking away from chemistry, and saying no to a good thing for God's best. Yeah, saying no to a good thing for God's best. So that's how important character is in relationship. Character is very, very important in relationship. Important. Character is important in relationship. So you can ask yourself and even do your own checklist. Do your checklist. Ask yourself questions. Do your own personal checklist. Is this your character lifting or lifting my future? Is your character lifting my future or limiting my future? Because it's that like I don't know if it's the person you want to align with, who want to draw near, you got to ask yourself whether their character is lifting or limiting your future. And these are the questions you can ask. Do they point me to God? Because like I said, your character influences your future. So the person you choose can either draw you away or bring you closer. So ask yourself whether their character, whether they are pointing you to God. Ask yourself whether they are humble and accountable. Are they humble or accountable? Ask yourself, do they keep their word even when it hurts, when it's hard? Do they keep their word? Or they lie small, you say, oh, it's just a little small. There's no such thing as small lie. A lie is a lie. So do they keep their word? When they say something, do they stand by it, even when it's hard? Do they repent when they make mistake, or do they grow in their mistakes? Are they consistent when no one is watching them? Those are questions that you can ask. And those are checklists that you can make for yourself. Because understand that character is very important in relationship. Character is very, very important in relationship. Character is important, no matter who you are. Don't underestimate it. Character will always outlast chemistry. A lot of people go for chemistry and forsake and don't think about character. They walk into a relationship banking on chemistry, and then later on expect character. No, it doesn't work like that. They walk into a relationship and they walk into it solely on chemistry, and then later on they expect character to show up. You rather walk into the relationship based on character, because chemistry will always fade. Chemistry will always fade. Chemistry is nothing but the physical. Chemistry is nothing but the physical attraction, the emotions, and all these things will fade. All these attraction will fade. Only character, only character, character can hold it together, because it's out of character that trust is built. It is trust. It is trust that keeps the relationship. It is trust that glue. That is the glue for a relationship. It is trust that can put you to stand the test of time. Because when the wind of life blows, emotional attraction will fade. Emotional attraction will fade when the wind of life blows. It takes on the character. So if you thinking about pushing and thinking about how to dive into a relationship, consider character. Consider character. Character is very important. consider character. The importance of character in marriage. Very important. Character is very, very important in a marital relationship. And like I said, even outside of marriage, character is important. Character is important. A lot of the problem that the world going through today is because of people who lack character. Characterless is one of the main problems that humanity is facing. And so in relationship, character is important. Character is important in relationship. Character is very, very important. Character is important in relationship. So the next time we come your way again, we'll come with another aspect. But in relationship, character is key. Character is very, 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 very important. Very important. Character is key. And my prayer is that, as we all dive into relationship, we got to understand that character is important. So in character, you got to understand that the character of the person who you choose will shape the quality of your life. The quality of the person you choose will shape the quality of your life. Whether spiritually, emotionally, or eternally. The character of the person you choose will shape the quality of your life. Will shape the quality. So whether it's physical, emotional, but or spiritually, it will shape the quality of your life. So you must choose wisely. Choose wisely. Choose wisely. And pray deeply. Pray deeply. Pray deeply. So I say what? Choose wisely. Pray deeply. And don't settle. Don't settle for anything less. Don't settle for anything less. Pray deeply. Pray deeply. Because the wrong character can delay or destroy your destiny. When you align with the wrong person, they can delay or they can destroy your destiny. So you must choose wisely. Choose wisely. It's important. It has to do with your future. It has to do with your future. Choose wisely. Don't just choose because you feel like choosing. I know some people will say, oh, my time is past. No, there's no such thing. There's no such thing as your time is passing. No. Choose wisely. Choose wisely. And pray. Pray. Pray deeply. Pray deeply. Don't settle. Because choosing the wrong character, choosing someone with character will sometimes means waiting longer. And sometimes probably that they're waiting longer, people don't want. But if you're choosing someone who has character, it sometimes means that you wait a little bit longer. It means walking away from chemistry or saying no to the good things to hold on to hold on to God's best. There's nothing wrong with waiting. There's nothing absolutely wrong with waiting. It's good to wait long than to marry wrong. It's good to wait long than to marry wrong. Wait long. Because when you wait long, then God said He will renew your strength. But when you marry wrong, then it's on you. When you marry wrong, then it is on you. You got to learn to wait. And that's what it means. Choosing somebody with character. It means you got to wait. Or it means you say no to the chemistry. Or it means you say no to whatever thing that looks good for God's best. That's what it is. It means you're saying no to whatever it is to hold on to God's best. To hold on to God's best. And listen, who you choose is very important. So again, as I come to a close, I encourage you, I challenge you. Choose wisely. Choose wisely. Choose wisely. Not unwise. Choose wisely. Choose wisely. Choose wisely. Again, I repeat, choose wisely. Choose wisely and pray deeply. Choose wisely and pray deeply. Choose wisely and pray deeply. Because character is very important. Character is very, very important. It's key. Don't settle for the chemistry. Don't settle for the chemistry. Chemistry is just physical attraction and emotions. They can all fade away. Character is very important in any relationship. Character is very important. So what I've been trying to do for the past minutes or hour is just sharing with you the importance of character in relationships. Character is very, very important in relationships. Character is very, very important in relationship. Character is very important. Character will build trust. Character builds trust. Character shows how someone will treat you long term. Character respects boundaries. Character reflects Christ. Character will outlast chemistry. And character influences your future. Character influences your future. Character influences your future. And honestly, that's why it is. Character influences your future. So I just coming to an end of this broadcast, and I encourage you. You can share the show to others. Share to others. This is marriage and a family. Share on your platform. Share with your friends. Share with your relatives. And I will come back again. We'll be again on Thursday. On Thursday we'll be here again. But that's why I wanted to share this afternoon. Character, the importance of character in any relationship, in relationships. But if you are there, if you're watching and you want to contribute or you want to ask a question, you can type your question in the comment section. Text your question in the comment section, and I will answer those questions. Or if you want to come on live, just just click on the link. I posted the link in the comment section. Click on the link, and then you'll be live. Click on the link, and then you will be live, and I can just let you in. Just click on the link, you'll be live. Yeah, so that's it. Click on the link. If you're watching watching us on YouTube or Facebook, you can click the link there, and you will be live. And I will bring you in. So for the next, I give about 10 minutes or so to see if somebody wants to just ask a question. Yeah, and then your questions will be answered, and then we will yeah, your question will be answered. So if you got questions, yes, you can type your questions in the comment section. Um, Type your questions in the comment section. Yeah, and then we'll answer those questions as much as possible as we can. We'll answer those questions. We'll answer those questions. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. We'll answer your questions if you have any. But if you don't, then it's good. We'll see you again next week. Um, we'll see you again next week, Thursday. We'll come your way next week, Thursday. And may the Lord bless you richly. So if you got questions, you can ask your questions in the comment section. Yes, I will be willing to answer those questions in the comment section. Yeah, I'll be willing to answer those questions. But if not, then we will call it a day. But yes, you can answer those questions, ask those questions, and we'll be able to answer those questions for you as quickly as we can. Um, yeah, so I'll give the next um, 10 minutes or so for questions. If you have questions, and we'll be able to answer those questions. Answer those questions. Yeah, answer those questions. Yeah. So if you got questions, you can post them in the comment section, and we will check there. Yeah, and then we can answer those questions if there are any. But like I said, there are no questions. Yeah, then this, um, then we call it a day. Um, we'll see you again next week, Tuesday. Um, next week, Thursday. Sorry, Thursday, God's willing. Yeah, we'll be here again. But until then, I want to say have a wonderful day. I see a few person watching, and I just want to say thank you all for watching. I see Evie. Thank you for watching. I see Anita. Thank you all for watching. I can share the broadcast so that others can benefit. So if there are no questions, I will catch you all next week. Have a wonderful day. You can also watch us on YouTube as well. Yeah, live on YouTube. Have a wonderful day. God bless you.